Egypt expresses condolences to Myanmar and Thailand for earthquake victims, offers solidarity. Egypt condemns terrorist attack on Lake Chad Task Force site, expresses condolences to Cameroon. And Egypt calls for full ceasefire implementation and Israel's withdrawal from southern Lebanon. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Qnews, bringing you the latest updates from Egypt. Egyptian President El-Sisi has contacted the Grand Imam of Azhar, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib, to inquire about his health and wish him a swift recovery. During the call, President El-Sisi offered his prayers for the Grand Imam's well-being and praised his vital role in serving Islam and the Muslim world. Dr. Al-Tayyib expressed his gratitude for the President's concern, commending El-Sisi's continued support for Al-Azhar and its scholars. He also prayed for Egypt's leadership and its efforts to uphold regional stability and peace. Egypt has expressed its sincere condolences to the Republic of the Union of Myanmar and the Kingdom of Thailand for the victims of the devastating earthquake that struck both countries, resulting in many casualties and injuries. In a statement by the Foreign Ministry, Egypt reaffirmed its full solidarity with the governments and people of Myanmar and Thailand during this ordeal, wishing a speedy recovery to all the injured. The Egyptian Foreign Ministry has been in constant contact with its embassies in both countries, ensuring the safety of Egyptian citizens. Egypt has strongly condemned the terrorist attack targeting a site of the multinational Joint Task Force of the Lake Chad Basin Commission near the Nigeria-Cameroon border. The attack left 12 Cameroonian soldiers dead and caused several other casualties. In an official statement, Egypt, both government and people, extended its deepest condolences to the government and people of Cameroon and to the families of the victims, while wishing a swift recovery to the injured. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati has stressed the full implementation of the ceasefire agreement in southern Lebanon, calling for Israel's immediate and complete withdrawal. That came during his call with Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam, where Abdel-Ati emphasized the need for Lebanon's army to enforce UN Security Council Resolution 1701 and urged all parties to adhere to it without selectivity. Abdel-Ati expressed Egypt's strong condemnation of Israeli airstrikes on Beirut, expressing concern about rising tensions and the risks of further escalation in the region. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati has discussed efforts to implement a ceasefire in Gaza. That came during his call with Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan, where the conversation focused on the outcomes of recent Arab Islamic Committee meetings in Cairo, including Egyptian Qatari initiatives to solidify the ceasefire and return to the January 19th agreement. They also discussed regional crises and emphasized continued coordination to reduce tensions in the region. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati held a phone call with his Turkish counterpart Hakan Fidan to discuss ongoing efforts to reinstate the ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. The conversation focused on supporting Egyptian-Qatari mediation efforts and reviving the terms of the January 19 agreement. The ministers reviewed steps to ensure the implementation of the agreement's 3 phases, which include the release of hostages and detainees and the delivery of humanitarian, medical, and shelter aid to Gaza. Egypt has condemned a brutal terrorist attack targeting a site of the Lake Chad Basin Commission's multinational joint task force near the Nigerian-Cameroonian border, which left 12 Cameroonian soldiers dead. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed the Egyptian government and people's deepest condolences and sincere sympathy to the government and the people of Cameroon and to the families of the victims. Egypt also wished a swift recovery to all those injured in the attack. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati held talks with his Sudanese counterpart Ali Yusuf El-Sharif to review bilateral relations and assess the latest developments in Sudan. Minister Abdel-Ati received an update on the situation on the ground, particularly following the Sudanese army's recent announcement of regaining control over parts of Khartoum. The two ministers also discussed ongoing efforts to support Sudan on both regional and international levels. Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati discussed with his Emirati counterpart Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed developments related to a number of regional issues of mutual interest to both countries in the Arab region and the African continent. The two ministers also addressed the distinguished relations between the two brotherly countries and the directives of their leaderships to work towards further progress in enhancing mutual investment, economic and trade cooperation, as well as expanding the horizons of economic collaboration between the two brotherly nations. Egypt's Dar al-Ifta will observe the crescent of Shawwal this evening to determine the first day of Eid al-Fitr for the year 1446 AH. In a statement, Dar al-Ifta confirmed that it is the official authority responsible for announcing the crescent sighting results. The institution also cautioned the public against relying on unverified reports, urging everyone to follow only official sources for accurate information. Minister of Defense and Military Production General Abdelmajid Sakr joined members of the 3rd Field Army and East Canal Counterterrorism Forces for an iftar meal at the 3rd Field Army headquarters. During the gathering, the Commander-in-Chief emphasized that maintaining full combat readiness is the key to safeguarding Egypt's security and stability, especially amid ongoing regional challenges. He also urged armed forces personnel to continue strengthening their skills and physical fitness through rigorous training while upholding high morale at all times. Finance Minister Ahmed Kozok has announced a new strategy to upgrade Egypt's customs system, aiming to reduce clearance times from 8 days to just 2. The plan is part of a broader vision to stimulate investment, increase production, and boost exports. The minister said a streamlined and well-coordinated task force is being assembled to meet these goals in the coming phase. He expressed full confidence in customs personnel across all ports to manage transactions efficiently and implement improved procedures to support economic growth. The Egyptian Meteorological Authority is forecasting a slight drop in temperatures across most regions today, with Greater Cairo seeing warm daytime conditions and cooler weather at night. Marine navigation in the Gulf of Suez may be disrupted due to strong winds reaching up to 50 kilometers per height and wave heights between 1.5 and 2.5 meters. Light rainfall is expected in far western areas, while thunderstorms are likely in South Sinai, the Red Sea mountain ranges, and parts of northern Upper Egypt. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here's what we've been covering. Egypt expresses condolences to Myanmar and Thailand for earthquake victims, offers solidarity. Egypt condemns terrorist attack on Lake Chad Task Force site, expresses condolences to Cameroon. And Egypt calls for full ceasefire implementation and Israel's withdrawal from southern Lebanon. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Q News for the latest developments, and thank you so much for watching.